Alright, so let's talk about Microvision. So today it went on an absolute tear, absolute run, up 47% for the day. Please like the video, please subscribe, and if you like my content and want to support my channel, please check out my Patreon, link in the description down below. And just a reminder, at 100 subscribers, I will be giving away an Xbox Series S, so stay tuned for that. Now, I'm going to be honest, I did a video on Friday with technical analysis saying that I do not believe that the $19.30 resistance points would be broken, and I believe that there would be a pullback because the stock was just running too hot. And, well, here we are today. It's up 47%, and it broke through the resistance of 19.3, and it actually broke through the resistance of 24 and set a new high today. Not necessarily an all-time high, but we'll just call it a new high. So here we are, and let's talk about the new situation we're at. And what I'm going to talk about right now is just about the technical analysis and about the upcoming catalyst coming up on Thursday, being their demo for their LiDAR technology and their earnings. So when I did my technical analysis video on Friday, a lot of people didn't like it because I said that the technicals are showing that we are approaching overbought and overvalued territory, and we hit a resistance of $19.30, and if you bought at 10, this would be a great time to sell. That would be over a 90% profit. And then a lot of people commented saying, well, you don't know what you're talking about, dude, you gotta do the research. See, when I do due diligence, I look at the fundamental analysis, the financials, and the technical analysis. And it seems like what most other people, especially on Wall Street Bets, they care more about speculation, right? They care about what could happen and the potential. But me personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable putting my money in a company just based on speculation. And it's not all speculation. There was some confirmed things like the HoloLens 2 and stuff like that. But for the most part, this stock is just very speculative and driven on hype and momentum. That's what it appears like to me. But I get it. You guys like the stock.
We like the stock.
I personally don't like the stock. But if you guys like the stock, then hey, I respect it. Not saying it's a bad company. Just saying I probably wouldn't put my money in this. And just looking at the technicals, it looks like things are getting a little frothy. And you might want to consider selling. I said on Friday that 18 would be a great price to sell at. So now we finished at about $26.50. And if you didn't sell at 18, you really should start considering selling at $26.50. On Friday, the RSI was at about 62. So I said we're approaching overbought and oversold territory. Now today, the RSI is sitting at 75. So we are officially in overbought and oversold territory. The past 4 trading sessions has gone from $10 all the way up to $28, a 180% gain in 4 days. That's not natural and not really sustainable. So you guys can't expect this to keep running 10 to 30% a day. That's just not realistic. And I'm glad it did for the past couple of sessions, and I'm glad you guys made money. But at this point, I would recommend starting to take profits. Okay, so let's first take a look at the 1-day, 1-minute chart. Now we see at the beginning of the day, if you follow my cursor, there was a gap up from $18 to about like $18.75 around there. But what's important is that there was a gap up at $18. For those of you who aren't too familiar with technical analysis, when you see a gap, usually those gaps get filled. Meaning that if there's a gap up, the price will come back down to fill the gap. And if there's a gap down, the price will usually come back up to fill the gap. Now, this isn't true all the time, but it does happen a lot often than not. I would say about 75% of the time, 80% of the time, gaps do fill. So this is very interesting. You know, it's not guaranteed, but there's a good chance that at some point the stock will come back down to $18 to fill this gap. Now, actually in after hours, this thing is blowing up, huh? This thing just hit $29. So, this graph is a little bit outdated already. So there was some crazy volume today. But around 12 o'clock, the volume kind of died out. Trading wasn't really going anywhere. But then at 2:30, CNBC did a feature on Microvision and talked about it a little bit. And I was watching it live. And literally, the price shot from like $23 all the way up to like $28. That feature on CNBC definitely gave the push it needed to go over the top and break through the resistance. It went past not the all-time high, but the high, and it formed a new high. So right now we have a new high of about $28. Now where's it going to go from here? Well, no one can really say, right? But if it pulls back, the next level of support would be around $24. Then it would be at $19.3. Then about at $17.7, $15.5, $14, about $11.7, and then $10. And it really shouldn't go down further than that. Now, if it goes to the upside, the next resistance would be $27.80, which was the new high formed today. And actually, it broke that in the after hours, but we're just going to go with this. And then above that, it's really uncharted territory. Well, it's not, because this company goes back 28 years, but literally on TD, I can only go back 3 years. So we should just kind of treat this like uncharted territory. At this point, there is no resistance lines to make future predictions off of. So it's anyone's best guess. If this thing goes to the upside, how far it's going to go. I do think, personally, this is just my opinion, I think that a lot of this is buying the hype. For those of you who don't know, a popular strategy used for trading a stock that has a catalyst coming up is to buy the hype and sell the news. A lot of people buy the hype because there's a lot of speculation and excitement around the stock leading up into the catalyst. Then near the catalyst day, or like on the catalyst day, people tend to sell the news. And this is when they dump their shares and cash out from all the hype. It kind of seems like that's a factor of what's happening right now. There's a lot of buying the hype because of this catalyst coming up, the LiDAR demonstration and the earnings. Let's think about this logically for a second, right? Microvision moved their earnings report a week ahead. It was supposed to be next week, and they moved it to this week. Usually this happens when there is very good news to report coming from the company. And usually companies only bump their earnings up a day or two, or at most like 3 days. But in this case, Microvision bumped it up to a week in advance. So we can assume that they probably have really good news to share, right? And we can assume that they probably have a working LiDAR, and they're going to say that it's ready for market. Most likely. This is just speculation, all right? But you can kind of make the assumption based on what they've said in the past and their recent actions. And in terms of the earnings report, just speculation, but a lot of people think that they're finally going to have their first positive quarter ever in the existence of the company. You know, when there's news coming up that everybody knows about, the stock tends to sell off as that date approaches. But if there's breaking news that nobody knows about, that tends to send the stock flying. So this is just my opinion, all right? At this point, I would be looking to sell. This might run a couple of days more, up to Thursday, up to the catalyst. But after that, I do expect this to start coming back down to earth. Now, realistically, we're already in overbought territory, and this thing can't keep running 30% every day. That's just not possible. So, just my opinion, I would consider cashing out around here. And if you're long the stock, you could cash out and look to re-enter at a lower price. Or you can diamond hands, whatever you want. But I think the most effective strategy here would be to cash out and re-enter at a lower price. Again, this thing could keep running. And I kind of expect it to, actually, all the way up until Thursday. And after that, I expect some major pullback. But that's just my opinion. Look, at the end of the day, I want everyone to make money. I'm very happy for everyone who owns Microvision and caught this huge run. That's fantastic, honestly. Congratulations. But we have to be a little bit realistic here, right? At some point, this thing is going to come back to earth. And you don't want to be the bag holder. At 18, I thought that was a great price to cash out. At 26.5, this is definitely a great price to cash out. And, like I said, this thing could keep running. And if you want to hold it and, cash out higher, that's fine. And if you just want to diamond hands, that's fine. But I'm just giving you guys my opinion. And I'm happy to debate with you guys in the comments and hear what you guys have to say. And then I'll let you guys hear my side of the story. But one thing I don't tolerate is disrespect, all right? We can talk about stocks and educational stuff all you want. But as soon as you start disrespecting me and, calling me names and stuff and have nothing to say about the content or the stocks, that's where I draw the line. I don't respond to disrespect. I hope the thing keeps running, but just looking at this and knowing that there's an upcoming catalyst, I have to warn you guys to be very careful at this point. So congratulations to all you Microvision holders, and I hope you guys make more attendees. Thank you everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe. And if you like my content and want to support my channel, please check out my Patreon. Link in the description down below. And just a reminder, at 100 subscribers, I will be giving away an Xbox Series S. So stay tuned for that. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. Not financial advice. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. I see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.